broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Happy New Year, travel professionals. I know it's a bit late in January for New Year's wishes, but since it's our first Jack's Facts training session of the year, it still feels appropriate. I'd like to welcome everybody here today and thank you very much for taking the time to join us. It is very much appreciated. I am Doug Cook. I'm the publisher and editorial director of Jack's Facts Travel Marketing, and I'll be today's moderator. Today we have an exciting training session for you from our good friends at Adventures Croatia. With us from Adventures Croatia is President Pamela Robinson, and she is joined by several staff members who she will introduce shortly. I know everyone is excited about the opportunity to win the 8-day fam trip, and that will be awarded to one lucky participant from today's session. Just so you know, after the session today, we will be sending you out an email with a recording of the session, and also with that email, there will be a survey that you will need to fill out in order to qualify to be in the drawing. And just so you know, that questionnaire will include 3 questions that you'll need to answer. The answer to those will be given during the course of the presentation today, specifically under the Did You Know section, so pay close attention to that. And as I said, today's webinar is being recorded, so no need to take copious notes. We will send you a copy of that. And also importantly, there will be time for questions and answers after today's session. You have 5 experts on Croatia on the line today, so please do send us your questions, and we'll be sure to get to them after the presentation. And with that, that's enough from me. Without further ado, let me turn things over to Pamela. Pamela, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. Dobar dan, good afternoon, and vala. Thank you so much for joining us today on an educational journey through one of the most unique and hottest selling destinations in Europe. As Doug mentioned, my name is Pamela Robinson. I'm the owner of Adventures Croatia. And along with my sister, Mimi Kent, and our amazing team of destination experts here in the US and in Croatia, we are excited to help you become more knowledgeable and capitalize on Croatia's popularity. We are here to help you sell more and get you excited about what has become a must visit on the top of every travel publication list. With over 35 years of collective experience in the region, having created thousands of trips for travelers and our constant and ongoing inspections, we are confident Adventures Croatia can accommodate even your most demanding guests. And why are we so passionate about Croatia? How did this become our niche? Our story begins in the late 1800s with our Croatian ancestors, last name Jurkovic. They migrated to the United States and worked the mines of Nevada before settling into California. I knew very little about my heritage, but being a travel addict, which I'm sure there's a few others out in the audience, and 60 countries already visited, I went on a solo trip to Croatia in 2010. I was so impressed with the beauty, the old world charm, along with the warm and welcoming people. I was truly awed by the pristine waters, number of islands, amazing fresh food, and superb wines. Croatia was so much more than I expected. And beyond the joy of connecting with my heritage, somehow I knew in my heart Croatia was something truly unique and special and the next big travel destination. I also recognized that Croatians at that time did not really fully understand how Americans like to travel, nor the standards they expect. Hence, I started building my niche, and the business was born from a love affair with the country that continues today. Croatia is our passion, it's our heritage, it's our joy. And as you all know, there's nothing more fulfilling than the praise of a client, from a client who tells you the trip was the best trip ever. And that's the compliments that we get more times than not. This is our goal. It's our promise to make every trip we create with you for your clients the trip of a lifetime. Every guest, every time. Now I would like to introduce you to the ladies and gent who make it all happen, our Adventures Croatia Dream Team. Starting from left to right, our business department, originally from Siberia, Natalia Baron. Hailing from Belgrade, sales rep, Milos. In operations, Northern California native, Mimi Kent. Originally from Hungary, in operations and support, Bojana Naj. Running our office and team in Croatia, we have with us Inez Politz. And the first up for our presentation is Milos. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. So we're going to start. So we can go to the next slide. So because of Croatia's unique geographic position in Southwestern Europe, it has fallen under the historical jurisdiction of several different Old World empires. And each of these empires have left their own unique cultural trace, and all of these have conglomerated together to create a very unique Croatian identity. In Croatia, you can basically experience the heritage of the Western Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, Germanic Central Europe, and Mediterranean Europe. And all of these cultural influences combined with the unique South Slavic charm of Croatia creates an experience unlike any other. So with around 2,300 wineries and 130 different indigenous grape varieties, Croatia offers a refined and exquisite vinicultural experience for the wine lovers among us. Seafood lovers can expect world-class dining experiences along the Dalmatian coast, and with Istrian olive oil being named the best olive oil 8 years in a row, Croatia will not disappoint for those looking for a traditional Mediterranean culinary experience as well. With over 1,200 stunning islands, Croatia offers a wonderful opportunity for those of us that love island hopping, sea kayaking, jet skiing, and shipwreck diving. With over 100 beaches that have won the Blue Flag Award, Croatia is also a perfect place for all of those of us that like to pour ourselves a glass of wine and just feel the sea breeze on our face. So with Adventures Croatia, we strive to make sure that our travelers have anything but the generic travel experience. With our local connections, we strive to make our clients feel like they're having an authentically Croatian vacation. We offer in-home experiences with locals that are not available through regular channels and offer behind-the-scenes peeks that make our clients feel like they're witnessing Croatia through the eyes of a local. So geographically, Croatia is located across the Adriatic Sea from Italy and is surrounded by the countries Slovenia, Hungary, Serbia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. For those clients that are looking for a more transnational experience, we also offer day and weekend trips to the neighboring nations. So for those of you that don't know, Zagreb is the capital of Croatia. Croatia's islands are all very unique topography-wise, as you can see here with Galecnjak, which is called the Island of Love. I wonder why, right? Even though it is a relatively small country, Croatia offers 10 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, which is a lot for a country of that size. For those of us that love hiking and nature, Croatia also offers 8 breathtakingly beautiful national parks. One of Croatia's biggest tourist attractions, the Blue Grotto, is a waterlogged sea cave glowing with a mysterious blue light, and it is visited by over 10,000 tourists every year. So I will now hand the presentation over to my colleague Natalia, who will go over some specific destinations frequented by our clients.
Hi, thank you, Milosh. Hello, I'm Natalia. I discovered Croatia is an amazing travel destination 6 years ago when I started to work with Adventures Croatia and visited the country for the first time. It became my favorite destination by far because Croatia has so much to offer. And let me go over and highlight a few of the most requested locations. Dubrovnik. Dubrovnik Old Town is known as one of the most perfectly preserved medieval cities in the world. Sturdy walls enclose the city, and it is a wonderful experience to walk down the walls of Dubrovnik with breathtaking views of Adriatic and city's architecture. Dubrovnik became a popular destination, especially after filming the show Game of Thrones. So if you're a fan of the show, it's really cool to visit the filming location. The streets of Dubrovnik are full of cafes, shops, and restaurants. One of the main streets in Dubrovnik is Stradun. Great place for walking and enjoying all the historic buildings and sites. There are always different expositions for art lovers. It is very lively with a lot of things to see and to do. A really great place just to look around, maybe have some ice cream, which tastes incredible if you ask me. And just be lost in a real movie set of medieval world. Croatia has more than 1,200 islands, and they all have their own charm, like Miloš already mentioned. One of the most popular islands is Hvar. This glamorous Croatian island is the prime location for celebrity spotting, luxury yacht browsing, and it is packed with trendy restaurants, bars, and shops. Hvar also has secluded beaches, vineyards, fields of wild lavender, groves of olive trees and rosemary. Hvar is best known for its excellent climate, warm summers and mild winters. It is almost always sunny here. It is worth exploring. Another interesting location is a city Split, named after a particular orchid-like yellow flower. So Split is not splitting anything in Croatia. It just means a beautiful flower. People visit Split for the main attraction, Diocletian's Palace. It was built for Roman Emperor Diocletian. Eventually, palace transformed into a city. And right now, it is one of the best preserved monuments of the Roman architecture in the world, while it continues to be the city where around 3,000 people reside in its territory. Running along the side of Diocletian Palace is the Riva, which is a seafront promenade lined with cafes and benches along the harbor. It is a popular gathering spot where something is always happening during the day or night. It is a venue for cultural and entertainment events. The river is an ideal place for having your morning or afternoon coffee while observing the boats coming and going in the harbor. Or it can be an evening out with friends over drinks while listening to live music or watching street performers put on a show. Your clients can also have some fun shopping here for souvenirs. They can get some olive oil here, salts, and lavender for gifts. For those who appreciate art, there's a really good art museum in Split, Mestrovic Gallery, just 15 minutes walk from the Riva. While the Dalmatian coast get the most of the attention in Croatia, your clients might be even more captivated by Istria region. Istria has a long history of being conquered by different cultures. Everybody wants this piece of land. And what they're not to love, beautiful green hillsides with medieval castles. And this is the land of truffles and wine. So people are coming here for not only the stunning views, but for the gourmet food experiences. One of Istria's coastal cities is Ravine. The city feels like Italy, and it used to be a part of the Venetian Empire. Ravine is a charming, picturesque place with narrow, winding, colorful streets where houses and buildings are crammed together. It is famous for the St. Euphemia Cathedral, the highest church tower in Istria. Pula is the largest city of Croatia's Istrias county. It is known for its multitude of ancient Roman buildings, the most famous of which is Pula Arena, is the only remaining Roman amphitheater with a fully intact circular wall. The arena used to host gladiator fights. Zadar is the oldest continuously inhabited Croatian city located in North Dalmatia. This city has the blend of ancient and modern in Croatia. It combines an abundance of Roman and medieval remains dating back to 9th century with innovative modern architectural projects such as sea organ and light installation that were built between 2005 and 2008. So after the whole day of exploring the ancient sites of Zadar, your clients can head towards the sea where they can enjoy the beautiful sunset while listening to a constantly changing melody of nature that is played by sea organ. And after the sunset, a few steps away, they can witness the light installation show. Zadar is also a very suitable base for day trips to national parks such as Plitvice Lakes. You have probably come across of this picture not even once, and maybe you were wondering where this perfect combination of greenery, clear blue water, and stone is. The waters flowing over limestone for thousands of years created natural dams with a series of beautiful lakes, caves, and waterfalls. I personally think that Plitvice Lakes National Park should be listed as one of the natural wonders of the world. It is Croatia's largest national parks. It has 16 crystal clear lakes and 90 waterfalls. The best way to explore the scenery is hiking along the trails. There are 8 different hiking routes, the shortest being 3 hours. If your clients enjoy nature, Plitvice National Park is a must-see. So we barely scratched the surface of the popular destinations in Croatia because there's so many more. It is hard to create a comprehensive itinerary, and it is impossible to fit all the best locations into a 10-day trip. That is why our clients are coming back for more. And Croatia has it all. Ancient history, amazing food and wine, gorgeous nature. There's something for everyone. And now I hand it over to my colleague, Mimi.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say thank you again for joining us today. I know we've talked a lot about some really great ideas, and I wanted to go over how to create amazing experiences for your clients. There are a few things that people come to us and want to figure out for their clients. Mostly our sweet spot and what we do best is custom FIT, flexible independent travel, really focusing on what they want to do and when they want to do it and how they want to do it. So typically we create private land tours, but you can also include some island hopping on day trips, on cabin charter or private charter, incorporating really unique, unforgettable experiences throughout their travels. We also deal with some multi-generational or family travel, custom group tour packages, and some clients do like to join guaranteed departure trips. One of our favorites is to create romantic or honeymoon packages, and they're typically not your normal honeymoon packages, really filled with great memories, and your clients will come back with just, special romantic trip. So our goal is to create a seamless itinerary, adding high-touch service throughout, making sure that their schedule runs as smoothly as possible and providing the best of the best. So for a private customized travel itinerary, what we do is we start with you. We start with an in-depth discovery conversation, really learning about your client, learning where they want to go, how they like to travel, what they're expecting, what they want to see, what they want to do. And together we create a dream trip, utilizing our experience and partnerships in the area, building a custom itinerary with private tours, private excursions, based on their travel dates exactly as they want it. Some people do like to join small group tours, and by that I mean guaranteed departure small group tours. We tend to not include small group tours in our private tours, in our private packages. So these are for a group, joining a group and traveling. We build our own group tours, our small group tours, luxury upscale for discerning travelers, our exclusive autumn in Croatia, and our insider secrets. These are custom curated with our favorite locations, excursions, and services. And our group trips, we put a maximum of 12 people. Sometimes you'll have clients looking for their Croatian heritage. We'll build a Croatian heritage tour so that they can learn more about the culture and the history. And then again, some people do like to join the larger groups. We have a few, the Croatian Charms, Alpine Mediterranean, and those are on a larger bus and larger group, but still fantastic and give you a really great highlight of Croatia. So for a group trip, you can also make a custom group trip for, say you have a family or a multi-generational reunion that you can create custom just for your clients. So together, we'll create your client's ideal package. And we create the ideal travel experience from an American perspective. We know how Americans prefer to travel. We've personally inspected all the hotels we offer, offering the best of the 5-star and 4-star properties only. We tend to not use the 3-star. You all know that that can be there can be some variances. It might not be exactly what they're used to. And to avoid any, I don't know, complaints, we tend to like the 5-star and 4-star properties only. So most of our itineraries include well-located boutique hotel properties, or they can go down the luxury villa route if they would prefer, or if they want a private charter. We include private English-speaking drivers and luxury vehicles, English-speaking privately guided tours, and we always include suggestions for the best restaurants in Croatia. And like Miller said, we love to include times that they can meet the locals and experience the culture. And we pride ourselves on making sure that your clients are well taken care of from the time they arrive until the time they leave, from start to finish. So our accommodations and where to stay, where will we put your clients? Where do you think your clients will like? So we have a discovery conversation with you, and we talk about the different types of hotels that are available and the locations that we can find for them. We, again, only use the 5-star and 4-star properties. Some of our favorites, this one, the picture is of Villa Dubrovnik. It overlooks Old Town Dubrovnik, one of our favorites. But there are so many to choose from, and Croatia is building more and more each year. So expanding what they have to offer and really focusing on some really beautiful locations. If they want to go down the villa route, it sounds so romantic. We'll rent a villa in Croatia, so we can help you with that. Some of the areas are up in Istria, some really beautiful villas up there, and they can do some day trips for some truffle hunting or some wine tasting, sightseeing. Moving down the coast, down Dalmatia, there's some beautiful villas along the coast, and then also down into Dubrovnik, some really beautiful properties if that's what they want to do, and we can help with that. A lot of clients love to include island hopping, and there's a couple of ways to do that. They can either do day trips or small ship cruiser cabin charter. So the small ship cruiser cabin charter is one of the best ways to see the Croatian islands. These small ships have a maximum of 38 passengers, and these small ships are capable of getting in and out of these islands. They dock on land, the clients walk directly off the ship, and they're able to spend a little bit of leisure time really seeing where their locations are on their own, as well as being with a group trip in the excursions. They include half board or full board, English-speaking guides, and a cruise manager. And there are many ships to choose from, many routes and dates to choose from, and we can help you with that. These are perfect for adding either a pre or post land tour. One of our favorite things that we've done is, we've experienced these cruises from a firsthand perspective, and so we developed our own cruises, and we offer, each year for the past few years, we've been offering our ultimate island hopping adventure. And these have custom curated services, experiences, exactly how we want to do it. There are guides, there are drivers, and we sell to our clients here in America. So the boat typically has American passengers, and we just find that it's something that no other cruise provider is offering. We wanted to make sure that ours is really unique and something that you just can't find in Google and find this cruise. So it's very unique. Another way to do that is to see the islands is on either a private charter for 8 days or day trips, incorporating them in a land tour. So there's many different types of vessels to choose from, perfect for groups and families. And you can decide where you want to go on a 8-day private charter. For day trips, we can incorporate that into your land tour. Some clients prefer to stay in a hotel rather than staying in a private charter on water. So we can incorporate day trips on these vessels to go out to some of the islands and really get the best of both worlds. So some of the vehicles or vessels that we have that are available for private charter, of course, there's luxury motor yachts of all sizes. There's catamaran, which is great, has a little bit more living space, and they're able to spend more time on deck. And then also for, say, a group, if you have a large group that you want to do a private charter and then custom curate their services as well. And with that, I will pass it over to my colleague, Ines.
Thank you, Mimi. Good evening from Croatia. I hope you all enjoyed the educational part of our webinar and that you picked something interesting for yourself and for your business. As you can imagine, we adore working with travel agents, but I'd like to use the opportunity to share a couple of information why our partners love working with us. So it's not just about the luxury service. Let's be honest. Nowadays, everyone can book a 5-star property online. It's about deep knowledge about the country and region that my colleagues mentioned. It's the insider information that cannot be found online and taking special care about your clients. Whether we talk about the small details, such as any dietary restrictions or any special needs they may have, or we talk about their points of interest and therefore we recommend certain activities and places that they would enjoy visiting. We also like to add some personal gifts and surprises along their trip to ensure that they feel special, and that will result you looking like a star in their eyes, and that's also very important to us. We like to provide the full support to our partners. I'm sure some of you had a chance to visit Croatia and the region and are quite familiar with it, but some haven't. And we are here to share the knowledge and all the materials that you may need if you would like to sell Croatia and grow your business. So you have our full support. We will provide you the samples, the materials, information, everything that you can share with your clients. Once your clients books a trip with us and with you, we'll provide you a lot of useful information about their upcoming trip that you will be able to send to them. It's an interesting facts about the country, currency, what to pack, what to do in their free time. So we're here to make sure you learn everything there is to love about Croatia, that you can share it with your esteemed clients. Another important thing we find that our partners love is the fact that we have a team in United States and a team in Croatia. What that means for you. So it means while you're working with your client on their potential trip, you have someone in United States working your hours real time that you can call, get swift reply and a feedback. On the other hand, your clients, while they're traveling, they have a full ground support concierge service 24/7 for anything that they may need during their trip, or if any assistance or any glitch arises. So our team is actually making sure and following their trip few steps ahead that everything runs really smoothly. And if your clients need just basic information, where to go for a dinner or what to do in the free time, they won't have to call you in the United States on a different zone. They have someone in the country. So having 2 offices also allows us to provide you pricing in US dollars. And this is something our partners really appreciate. So it's on us. We take care of international transactions and currency exchange. So we also provide a payment support. So what that means, some of you have your own agency or you work for bigger companies, but some are independent agents and they need technical support when it comes to the payment process. So we will give you net agent pricing. And if your client is paying directly to you, you just pay us net rate. But if you need assistance with the payment, your client can pay directly to Adventures Croatia. You just need to advise us on your commission that you would like to add for your service, and we'll pay you commission after your client's travel. Last 2 years were really challenging for everyone. So when it comes to the terms and conditions, we went above and beyond, and now your clients can really have peace of mind knowing that their investment is secure and that more flexibility have been given to them. On majority of our custom trips, they can actually cancel their trip 45 days before departure and get deposit back minus a small administrative fee. Or they can just opt to postpone it, to push it forward, and in that way avoid losing any kind of a money. So it's really important information, especially nowadays. As you all know, today we're giving a free spot to one lucky winner on our upcoming fan trip in May. I wish good luck to everyone, and I'm excited to meet that lucky winner in person. For everyone else, if you're interested, we still have a couple of spots available and we'd love you to join us. I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. Actually, we had a fan trip last year, not one, but 2 groups in October. And it was beautiful. We had a chance to explore the beauties of Croatia, get to know each other better, and discuss new business opportunities. So fans are usually scheduled off the season. This time we're doing it in May, which is the perfect time to go. Weather is usually nice at that time of the year. It's not too hot and it's not too crowded. And we plan to cover all the highlights, starting from capital Zagreb and finishing down in Dubrovnik. So I encourage you to reach out to us. If you're interested seriously in Croatia, come and join us. At the end, I'd like to thank you on behalf of our whole team for taking your time today to join us on today's webinar. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or if you need any assistance, you can feel free to email us or call us. We're quite simply here to support you and your clients. Our greatest success is creating trips of a lifetime and making sure you look like a star. So now I'll pass to Doug and we will go through some of your questions. Thank you very much.
All right, great. Thank you, Inez, and thank you everybody else for that wonderful presentation. We had a couple comments in the questions about how beautiful the pictures were, and I wholeheartedly agree. It is a gorgeous country. Okay, I'm not sure who's going to be answering the questions, so everybody stay tuned here and jump in as you feel necessary. Let me see. We just had some comments. Somebody looking for a quote, so that's good. We will pass that along. Milos, actually, a quick question for you. Somebody's wondering if you were the cruise director with You by Uniworld.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Somebody was asking if you were a cruise director with You by Uniworld.
Oh, no.
Must have been a different Milos.
We might have the same name.
I'm sure there's a few Miloses out there. Okay, great. A few people have asked if we'll be sending out a copy of the recording that we're making, and yes, absolutely, we will be doing that. Again, for anybody who may have missed it, we will be sending out a copy of that recording, along with a link to a survey that if you want to be in the consideration for that fam trip, you will need to fill out that survey. It's pretty short, and it has 3 specific questions about some of the content from today's session. And like I said, that will be included, so that will be coming to you shortly. Somebody's asking about what is the current COVID situation on the ground in Croatia? Whoever would like to take that.
I can chime in since I'm currently in Croatia. Thank you for your question. Currently, situation is not ideal like the whole Europe. We have a lot of cases of Omicron, but the hospitalization is not as high as it was before. We expect that the season should be good. The country was open for tourists last 2 years, so we hope this year is going to be the same. Nevertheless, last season was really good. I believe Croatia in numbers have done almost a little bit above 50% comparing to 2019 season, which was really, really good. As the summer season comes, the cases go down, and there were weeks without any cases last year, so it was really good. So hopefully we'll reach the peak with this Omicron soon, and then the numbers will go down.
I'm going to chime in really fast. So I'm curious if the question had anything to do with if there's restrictions or what's involved in traveling to Croatia because of COVID. So like Ina said, last year we had a full travel season. They just had a few restrictions that had to be followed. And so last year, the restrictions were that you had to either show proof of vaccination or proof of a negative test. And then on the flights, I know you have to wear masking. And then leaving the country, there's a requirement to show a proof of a negative test upon arrival back home. So we're assuming they're probably going to have the same type of restrictions this year. I haven't heard what they are specifically yet because we are still off season right now.
It's still the same, correct?
Yeah.
That haven't changed. We hope that it's going to change to better, not to worse, of course.
Thank you, Ina.
Great.
For what?
Okay, thank you. I know you answered this question during the presentation, but I'll throw it out there anyway, just to reconfirm. Somebody's asking if you use 3, 4, and 5-star hotels. Maybe I know you went over that, but you might just want to give a quick answer on that again.
Our packages, what we offer is typically 4-star and 5-star properties. There are some locations that don't have 5-star properties yet. They are building them. And some of our favorite hotels in, say, Plitvice. Now, I know that Plitvice has 3-star hotels. They are, as you can talk about the new ones that are being built. So it's on a rare occasion that we'll put a 3-star in there, especially in some of the more popular locations, Zagreb, Dubrovnik, Split. We will package in 4-star hotels if that's what they're looking for. 3 stars we don't normally offer, no.
Great, thanks, Mimi. Okay, another question. Do you offer shore excursions for cruise passengers?
That's not something that we normally do. We have done, it's tough to sort of coordinate with the ship and with the timing. We have done them on a rare occasion, but that's not really our focus. Our focus is the full package of start to finish. We can't manage all the details when we're not involved in all of the details. So we like to make sure that the clients are well taken care of, and sometimes shore excursions are really tough to manage. If you need help with that, we might be able to help you with some of them, but that's on a case-by-case basis, I guess, is what the real answer is.
Sure, fair enough. Great, thank you. Okay, next question. How many nights do you recommend per city if clients have approximately 9 nights? They're specifically saying at the end of May, they were thinking about an itinerary that was into Zagreb and out of Dubrovnik, including Zagreb, Dubrovnik, Zadar, Split, Hvar, Plivice. Is that manageable?
So that is, a 9-day trip is very manageable. Something like that, we would normally start Zagreb and in Dubrovnik, and all of the locations that you're talking about absolutely can be gotten to, I guess is the word. And depending on the locations, I mean, with that many locations, you might need to do 1 night in a few, and then maybe 2 nights in some of the more popular areas. Hvar and Dubrovnik, you might do 2 nights. But it really is up to the client. If they love to see a lot and get through a lot, yes, you could throw in all of those locations. And we typically like to make sure that people are comfortable with how they like to travel. So if they like to travel and see a lot and move and go, we can do that. And it's great, but typically we do at least 2 nights. So 2 nights Zagreb, 2 nights Split, 2 nights Var, 2 nights Dubrovnik, and just do some day trips here and there so that they're not packing, unpacking, packing, unpacking, packing, unpacking, you know?
Sure, makes sense. Great. Okay, this could be a tough one because I'm sure there are a lot of variables, but they're asking, do you have a general estimate of price for what a small charter yacht would be for a week in September for 8 people? Now, I know that's
You
probably
know,
tough.
I meant to say something about that. So for the most part, it depends on the dates that they're traveling and the size of the vessel that they're on and the you know which vessel we find. So generally, and you said 8 people?
Yes.
8 people. That's going to be a larger catamaran. Generally a larger catamaran. I would say I would guesstimate that around 15,000 for the week, and that's bare boat, and that's without fuel and without, well, 4 hours of sailing time, but no food. It's just bare boat. So there would be an additional, generally an additional APA or advanced provisioning allowance, as well as any mooring fees or marina fees, and then their food would come out of that APA and the mooring fees would come out of that APA. But generally it's around, for 8 people, gosh. But again, they could be higher, it could be lower.
Sure.
Really depends on what we find and what's available and what they're comfortable with. There are some beautiful ships that are, you know, $3 million for a week. So it really depends.
Okay, great. Next question, can you help create a marketing campaign for a group that somebody's planning for August? Do you get involved with helping people plan a campaign?
Meaning brochures and things to share?
Yeah, exactly.
We've done that. I guess it would depend on how in-depth the marketing campaign they're asking for is. We can provide information, PDFs, and imagery, things like that. We could definitely, on a, again, case-by-case basis, if need be, we could discuss that, sure.
Sure, great. Okay. Let's see, what do we have here? Okay, here's a question. 5 adult passengers are looking for 4-star accommodations that allow all 5 adults in one room or suite. Is that doable?
You said 5 adults, 4
5
adults?
adults, yeah, they have 5 adults looking for 4-star accommodations, wondering if there's accommodations that can handle 5 adults in one room or suite.
It is possible, but depends which destination we're talking about. There are
Sure.
some boutique properties that have those bigger suites with 2-3 bedrooms, and that can be arranged. We had families, well, they were not adults, but often people with the kids, but the kids are old enough to have their own room, but they want to stay together, not separated. So we had those situations, and yes, it's possible. It's very, even if we focus on certain hotel, they don't have as many types of those rooms. So an early booking is definitely recommended.
Good, thank you. Inez, Mimi, I think you might have mentioned this when we were talking about COVID protocols. I missed it, so I'm just going to ask anyway. Is vaccination required to enter Croatia?
To be honest, if you're not vaccinated, you could still enter into the country, but you would have to have a PCR test before entering the country. And it's also very important maybe to emphasize, and this is not a new thing, it's been like that last season, the season before, you have to have a proof of paid trip accommodation as well with your either vaccination card or your PCR negative test upon entering the country, which shouldn't be older than 72 hours, I think, or maybe 48 when it comes to do rapid test.
Great, thank you. Another question, are there facilities for people who have difficulty walking? Can you accommodate, I guess the question is, can you accommodate handicapped travelers?
That's a really, we come across that quite often. You know, they don't have quite the same ADA compliance that we do here in the States. It is possible. We have created custom trips for people who might be a little bit mobile impaired. We have rented wheelchairs. We have rented scooters. It is possible, but there are some sort of parameters we have to work within. Not every hotel has accessibility, so we'd have to pick and choose which hotels, and you'd have to make sure that the vehicle can accommodate their needs. So it is possible. It just is more specialized. It's not as easy to create, but yes, it is possible.
Absolutely, yeah. As Mimi said, it is possible, but you will be limited with the hotel choices and limited when it comes to the sightseeing tours. Some of the cities are really old, and you won't be able to do the classic guided tour, or you won't be able to walk through the national park in Plitvice Lakes, but you can still see the big waterfalls. So it's possible, but it's just going to be a little bit different than what classic tours. So for persons with disabilities, we don't recommend, for example, joining small group trips just because it's not according to their needs. It's rather a custom trip, and then it's also possible to arrange an assistant that travels with you.
Great, thank you. General question, when is the best time to travel to Croatia?
I think that's a personal preference. I mean, some people prefer to travel in the middle of winter, but in the winter, there's not a ton of islands that are open. The ferry system is very limited. So I would say it depends. You know, April, May is fantastic if you like cooler weather and you like less crowds. June, July, August are going to be a little bit more impacted with more travelers. The weather is definitely warming up. It can be quite hot in August, but some people really love the heat. September is fantastic because you get sort of the best of both worlds, but people have discovered that September is really great and it will be the busiest time to be there. October is becoming a really favorite time to go as well, especially if you are not looking for summer weather and less crowd. So it really, the time frame is April through October, and it depends on what they're looking for. Some people can't travel in October and they can only travel in June, July, and August, and that's perfectly fantastic. So I don't know if there's a best time. They're all good. They're all good.
They're all good. All right. In your itineraries, when traveling between cities, is it by train or car or air?
So we connect the dots with our private drivers. So we don't book buses. We don't put them on any group transfers. It is either a private car or a private, like a Mercedes Sprinter if you have a larger group. And for the really large groups, we will coordinate a bus trip throughout their travels. When you get to the islands, cars can't go out there. So we will connect the dots with ferries, but also assistance getting them to the ferries and picking them up once they're off the ferry. So it is a combination of private driver and assistance.
Great, thank you. Let's see, we still have a lot of questions, so they keep coming in, so bear with me here. Oh, what is the cost of the FAM trip should somebody be not lucky enough to be the winner of the FAM trip?
So the cost of the FAM trip for an agent is $19.90, and that's a double occupancy. So if there's 2 agents, it would be $19.90 per agent. We don't put them together. We don't put you with a roommate. So it would be your choice to find your own agent to travel with you for $19.90. Or if you want a solo room, $24.90, I believe it is. Help me, $24.90 for a solo room. And then you're not sharing, you'd have your own room.
Thank you. Okay. Just sorting through these. A lot of people interested in the fam trip, so that's a good thing.
We love questions.
They're still coming. Do you offer net rates on hotels?
So we package our services. We offer net rates on our packages, and that means from start to finish. That includes all excursions, private drivers, hotels, accommodations, ferries, everything that your client needs in their trip is all in one package. We don't do a la carte. We don't do, one singular hotel room for one night unless it's added on to a package. So it is all net rates, yes.
Okay, great. And let's see. Do you offer self-drive programs? And if so, how easy is it to get around?
Oh my gosh, we absolutely do self-drive. If people are so inclined, it is easy with our help. We will help with making sure that the rental car is delivered to their hotel or at the time when they arrive at the airport. We will help with making sure they know where to park the car if it's possible. Again, the islands, it's not something that you will have a rental car and be able to drive throughout if you go out to an island. So there are some parameters for when they have rental cars, but we can help and we can connect the dots. It's easy to drive. I mean, I've driven on Vis. It's beautiful. They drive on the same side of the road as we do. It is quite simple and easy. You do need to have a current driver's license. And I didn't do an international driver's license, but you could do that as well.
Great. Thank you. A couple of questions about yacht charters. And I guess they're asking, are crude charters available as well as bareboat charters?
So I can chime in maybe here. The charters, let's say the starting price range, if we talk about small monohull or catamaran with 2-3 cabins, the starting price, like average, would be 10,000 per week. Starting, then we can find 15, 16, 18. Those smaller vessels come always as a bareboat. It's a price for a boat. Additionally, you have a cost of a skipper, cost of a hostess if you want, and then you have mooring fees, you have a fee for the food, you also have to make sure that you are paying for the food for your skipper as well. And as the price is coming up, let's say onwards 20K, 30K per week, those more luxurious vessels come with the crew and with APA provision. That means that the price is, let's say, 25K per week with fully crewed, and then you have APA provision, average 30% of the price of the vessel. From that provision, the crew will pay the mooring fees, fuel, food for you as well, everything. At the end of the charter week, you get the APA bills, and if there is something that they should return to a client, they'll give it back. So the bareboats, if we're talking about the lower range, renting a charter, taking a charter, it's the cheaper version. And as the price goes up and you're looking for luxurious vessels, then the terms change. So I hope that helps.
Sure.
So when you're taking a bareboat, if you're really a sailor and you have your own international license, it's possible just to take a bareboat, or you just take a skipper, or you want to have a skipper and a hostess as well.
Great. Thank you. Still regarding cruising, can a couple share a boat or a gullet with other clients for a week cruise? So I guess the question is, do you offer fractional usage of a boat? Can they share it with others?
We don't pair strangers with other people. No.
Okay.
If it's your own group, yes. If it's your clients and they know the people and they want to share, then yes, you can do that. We don't pair them. No. On a cabin charter, if say they want to go on a cruise, a small ship cruise on a cabin charter, I mean that's that's really the only way to not know who the other group is just on a cabin charter.
Sure. And you offer those as well.
We do on the small ships. Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay. Do you know if Croatia offers a Croatia specialist program? I'm not sure about that, actually.
Well, actually, that's a question for Pamela. She's been talking about doing that. We might have an answer for you in the future.
No problem. Great. And do you arrange COVID testing before leaving the country? And if so, do you know what the cost is?
We definitely assist with that. It was very easy, and for all our travelers, and I can tell you more than 90% of our clients last season, they actually went on their trip and they had a blast. It's majority of the hotels where the clients will be staying are offering that, or it's very easy to do it at the airport before departure. So we will give you information where the client should do it, and the average cost is around $35 for the rapid test.
Great, thank you. Let's see. Somebody's asking what the destination is on the picture on the screen here. What city that is or what town that is. Does anybody happen to know?
Motovun. So this is in Istria.
Great, thank you. Will you be offering additional fam trips this year besides the one in May?
Currently, this is the dates we have at the moment. Based on popularity, that could change. We've done fam trips in October. That is not something that's scheduled at the moment. It's a possibility, but no, at the moment, this is the only date we have. That could change, but that's the only date we have.
Okay, great. Do you work with airlines to package air in with your tours, or are travel agents responsible for getting air separately?
So we don't package air. That is, the agents will have to do that on their own and help their clients with that. Our clients tend to have other trips that they're planning. So we just only do the land tour from start to finish. So when they arrive at the airport, we pick them up and they're in our hands until we take them to the airport or connect them to their next service. But air flights we don't do, no.
Great, thank you. Do you know if there are yachts that offer diving?
Diving meaning
Scuba diving. Scuba diving, yep.
Yes, we have had clients. We've done that for clients, and it is possible. Absolutely, there's some beautiful wrecks and dive spots all up and down the coast. Some are really historical, and some are just reefs and other just sunken ships. So yes, it is possible. Beautiful.
Thank you. What are the tipping standards in country for drivers or servers or whoever?
The most common question. We get this all the time. It's, people get really confused with the tipping. Croatians are amazing people, and they, unlike Americans, don't have their hand out and they don't expect a tip on everything. But we give tipping instructions. There's a whole tipping advisory section in our pre-trip information, and it really depends on what the item is, what the service is. It's not included, and they don't necessarily expect it. When you give a tip, a few kuna here and there, they really are appreciative. Like for coffee, if you have a coffee that's the change is left over, it's just like here, but they're so gracious. Like, we really have fallen in love with the Croatians and how they are as people. It's kind of amazing.
Wonderful. Okay, we're getting down to the last few questions here. Does Croatia have a national dish or food?
Absolutely. I mean, it's not just Croatia, it's every region is different. When it comes to Zagreb and continental, it's more about the meat, it's influence from Hungary. And then on the coast, it's the seafood. On the north are truffles. So depends on the region that we're talking about, but absolutely, yes, the food is amazing. And this is something that we also provide to you when your clients confirm the trip. We give you the information where they should go, what to try, what dishes, whether you know, on the islands you should try this fish, on the continent you should try trout or sarma, like minced meat in a cabbage and stuff like that, and why. So absolutely, the food is amazing.
Great, thank you, Ines. Okay, another question. Are there ferries that clients can take to get out to the islands? If so, can you arrange for ticketing and transfers to and from the ferries?
Absolutely. I think that's part of the benefit of working with us is, you know, it can be really complicated to connect the dots from location to location. So in our packages, we absolutely include all of those services, ticketing, transfers to and from, assistance with luggage, making sure they get to and from their hotels without worry and no confusion. So the ferry system can be quite confusing, but we have managed to make it really seamless and easy for them. They don't have to worry about it. In our final travel documents that are given to clients, we include all of that with instructions of where to meet, how to meet, what is expected, what you'll be doing, and then tickets all at the bottom, vouchers and tickets at the end of your travel document so that your clients don't have to worry.
Okay, great. There are a few other questions, but they're more specific, so I'll just supply you those questions so you can get back to the people individually. And that, I think, is going to do it. The questions have stopped rolling in. Adventures Croatia, thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. Mimi or Pamela, do you have any last words?
I just want to thank you, Doug, for your partnership, and a little shout out to everybody. We really look forward to meeting you individually and getting to know your business, and would love the opportunity to show you just how passionate we are about Croatia, how much we love it, and how much we adore sharing it with other people. So we hope to work with you all.
Wonderful. Thank you, Pamela, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to host this session for you. All right.
Thank you very much.
Of course, travel advisors, that will conclude today's training session. Again, thank you for attending. Please watch your email for future sessions. I hope everyone has a great afternoon, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye for now.
Thanks, everyone.